Inside of a garage in Irvine, California, three friends came together to create Wirebox. Drawn together from their love of skateboarding, Enad, Prithvi, and Shiva have been best friends since elementary school. What started as a simple game soon transitioned into the three learning how to play real instruments.
I was bored one day and I wanted a new video game. I got Guitar Hero, and that started me with music.
We all hung out, we all skateboarded, we all went to each other's houses, we all played a lot of Guitar Hero together. Skateboarding, rock music, it was our what's the word?
So after Guitar Hero, I bought my first guitar, and then I started to get into rock music, and then thank God I was into hip hop at one point, because now I have this influence from that kind of music, and then I have rock music, I have alternative, I have all these types of music that's going in my head that helps me write.
My dad plays the drums, and he played the drums in a band, and from an early age I had an older sister who was singing Indian classical music. I would actually just go, because my mom would just drop my sister off to her class, I would just sleep in her Indian classical singing classes. And so that's kind of where the singing started. I would just sleep in her classes and kind of listen to what was going on.
I've been really into music since 4th grade. I started playing guitar, then my dad bought me a drum set, and I fell in love with drum. But I play bass in the band. But I'm really into percussion. I have a really strong sense of rhythm. I was in percussion ensemble freshman year.
Then we really created the band 2 years ago, our freshman year in high school. And then that's when I started taking drums more seriously. I got into learning all these concepts and polyrhythms, all that stuff.
We're called Wirebox. End of 9th grade, I was like, maybe we should start a band. This is what we like to do. We hang out and jam anyways. So I had just built a box to hold my wires in. It's actually a very cool cabinet. It's nicely done. Yo, we need a name, and Wirebox sounds decently cool. We're not really worrying about we didn't worry about the name for that long. It was just kind of let's worry about making some music.
I actually didn't start playing bass until I joined this band, because they didn't need a bass player. So I was like, why not? I love playing music with friends. It's one of my ultimate things to do in life. We like to call ourselves just an alternative indie band, but we're also really experimental. Enad listens to a lot of just straight up rock, alternative. Shiva comes in with that old blues, reggae roots, all that stuff. I listen to a lot of hardcore punk, etc., a lot of stuff.
Prithvi and Shiva are great people. They're my best friends for a reason. Not other than the side of we're a band and we have this weird connection with each other. They've always been there for me, and I'll always be there for them. We're good friends. We've known each other our whole lives.
However, the new band struggled to create a name for themselves and find their identity, which put increasing strain on their relationship.
We have to be on the same page, we've been working at this we've put in this amount of effort, and we're all on this level. You'd have to really be on your game, and you'd have to be on our page to make this work, or else you can't be slacking, basically.
We got in a bunch of fights, just our music genres kind of clashed together, and then it was a unanimous decision between all three of us that it's just better off if we parted ways.
It's kind of iffy, it's an iffy situation.
But because of their strong friendship, the trio stuck together and made the decision to enter in a contest. They had no idea this decision would change their lives forever.
Battle of the Bands, which is put on by Irvine Youth Action Team.
We had signed up for Battle of the Bands in a month.
In Irvine, there are not a lot of places where people, local musicians can, play and stuff. There's not really a music scene in Irvine, So we thought this was a good opportunity to just, get our music out there. There's usually a pretty decent crowd.
It was the first round, and it was in 3 weeks.
And that was going to be a huge show, because that was our first really, not competition. I don't think music's a competition, but it's our first big show. We ended up getting 3rd place that Battle of the Bands, so we moved on to the next round. There was 6 months of a passing period until that show. We wrote a bunch of songs, and then we ended up getting 1st place then, which was huge to us. This year we also played it again. First time we played it, we got 1st place, moved on to the next round, and then we wrote a whole bunch of new songs that are our current songs, and then we played it the 2nd time. Then we had won for the 2nd time. So we won the competition 2 times in a row, and that was that's only happened once before.
Battle of the Bands is so fun. This is our 2nd year winning, and every time it's just a complete blast. The kids out there just having fun. This February, this year, we had the biggest crowd ever. It was more than 200 people in the crowd, and yeah, it was just a great show, killer vibes. Everyone was just dancing to our music.
Now, after Battle of the Bands, Wirebox's fame continues to grow. They have hopes to be the first band ever to win the contest 3 years in a row. They want to continue creating more music and building a stronger friendship.